And here we are again with another Heroes of the Week show. And let me welcome Nrup on this particular show. So, Nrup, how are you doing today?
Thank you for the always usual welcome this time. I don't know. I think I'm feeling a bit nervous today. I don't know why. It's just a weird feeling. Maybe because
Oh,
there's no football. Maybe because there's this international period where you don't have much action. On top of that, I was just running against time today. Lots of things happening today, but yeah, I somehow made it in time. I
I'm sure it will
also
be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just to give a disclaimer to the listeners, uh, apologies if my voice is a bit broken or like if there is some sort of
Your voice is a
uh,
bit, yeah, it's a bit,
if there is some issue. I just don't know what's going on. Maybe my headphone is too
usually it's like
outdated.
the Liverpool level. It's usually the Liverpool level, but today it's more like Tottenham level, I'm afraid.
Wow,
The quality is
that's
quite
a crazy
low.
drop.
So tell us in the comments, guys, if you are able to understand what Nrup is saying. I think if you know this show, if you know the way Nrup speaks, then I think you will be fine because you are
Yeah,
used to him. But
my throat is fine. It's just that something to do with microphone. I hope it's that. Maybe it's the
mm,
Wi-Fi. I don't know, but I think the Wi-Fi looks
I
fine to
don't
me,
think it's
judging by
the
the video.
Wi-Fi because it would affect the image as well, the picture. But so I
Mm.
think it's just the microphone is a bit weird today. You know what? We just have to roll with it.
Yeah, time to
And
bring headphone, I guess.
what we do on this show, just to remind our listeners, is that we are going to talk about our heroes, villains, teams, and takeaways of the week. So anything that happened during the week, last week, we just pick out a few bits based on our own perception, opinion. It's usually quite biased as well because we both like our teams, and I'm Czech, so I tend to talk about Czech players more than I should. I don't mind. It's just the way I roll here, and today is gonna happen a lot. So brace yourself. So we're gonna start with the first segment, and that's called the Team of the Week. Despite being a bit sleep deprived today, Noop, I got it right because sometimes I say something different from what I'm actually introducing, right? So, what is your team of the week then?
It's got to be FC Barcelona. I mean,
Obviously, every single week, yeah.
not really, but usually yes. It's just this time, I mean, you just cannot, like they are in sublime form. They are in crazy good form.
Mm,
And the last match against Atletico Madrid, 4-2, they were 2-0 down. And the way they came back from 75th minute or something, it was incredible. Like,
fair enough.
as you can see, I'm still smiling. I just
Yeah,
can't believe this thing happened. It's
you seem to be
unbelievable.
more of a Barcelona fan these days than Arsenal fan. I should say.
I don't think so. I equally respect both the teams. But yeah, Barcelona has been doing great.
Okay, that's fair. My team of the week is Bayer Leverkusen, not
Mm,
Bayern, but Bayer. Bayer
mm,
Leverkusen, and that's because they had a really crazy game themselves. Also, came from behind. I think they were 3-1 down. And then in the dying minutes of the game, first equalized through Boniface. And then obviously, I'm going to mention the first Czech name today, and that's Patrick Schick, who scored the winning goal. 4-3 in the end. It's the typical Leverkusen. It's the Leverkusen from last season.
never
And it was a
losing. Yeah.
great win for them against Stuttgart because now they are closing the gap on Bayern Munich. It's only 6 points now, so
Mm.
you never know. Anything could happen if
Yeah, it's just two games.
Bayern
Like
bottle it.
you
They could
lose.
easily bottle it.
Yeah. You can easily lose two games or like draw three games perhaps, and that's it. The
Exactly.
game's opened up. Yeah,
Exactly.
wonderful. Sounds good. I guess that's a good
Their
call.
their
What
their manager company might go crazy and just implement some weird tactic or something like that. You never know. Anything could happen. So great win for Bayer Leverkusen and a well-deserved title of the team of the week. So if any of you are watching this live or even if you are watching it what's it called, on replay, or how do you say that? Even I don't know. If you're watching it later after this gets out, feel free to leave a comment with your team of the week.
Yeah.
Hero of the
Was
week
your
is usually a football player. It could be a manager. It could be any. It could be a football fan. It could be you, Noop. It could be me. But usually it's not us, right?
Mhm. Who's your hero of the week?
My hero of the week is going to be Tomas Soucek, the Czech player, because he scored
Wow.
yet another goal for West Ham United. And this player is unbelievable because there's so many West Ham fans who have been criticizing him over the years. So many West Ham fans even wanted him out of the club because he's too slow and his passing accuracy is not that it's not that good. It's not even true. It's just they don't like this. He's sort of like old school style, but he keeps popping up with goals. And he is the joint top goal scorer for West Ham United this season. Is his seventh
Wow.
goal against Everton, against David Moyes. He scored a really nice Henry-esque goal. It was like he bent it into the side netting, and it was a really fantastic finish. He didn't have much time to do it, and he did it brilliantly.
Remind me
And yeah,
again, what's his
unfortunately
position?
for West Ham, they lost in the end. They drew because
True.
Everton
Yeah.
equalized. But still, happy for Tomas Soucek because he keeps proving a lot of doubters wrong. So yeah,
And
he's
remind me
my
again,
hero.
is he a holding midfielder?
He's a holding midfielder. He's more of a box to box midfielder, I think, because
Mhm.
he's not your typical holding midfielder. He does some dirty work like that, definitely. And in some games, he's employed in this role as well.
Mhm.
But he gets some space at the front as well. Like he's like one of those attacking midfielders at times. So he's like kind of everywhere. And when there's a set piece, you bet he's in the box as well. So he is a box to box midfielder, and he's kind of versatile as well for the managers that he plays for. Currently, it's Graham Potter. So, what about your hero of the week, Noop?
So it's this time. It's been a long time since I mentioned someone who is not a player, and it's got to be Hansi Flick, and the
Mm.
results speak for itself. I watched the game, and I just loved the way he stuck to his philosophy, to his playing style. He wasn't under pressure. It didn't look like he was under pressure by fans or perhaps players to change or make some tweaks. But yeah,
Mm.
he stuck to his style, and he brought in some subs at the right time and the right subs, and yeah, that changed the game. I mean, most of the time, it really looked like Atletico Madrid. They were trying their best to they looked really comfortable. Like they looked like they were playing their game. The classic low block, not having the possession, tight, compact. But that's when Hansi Flick he proved that why he's an elite manager.
It's
In the past,
German manager of Barcelona, FC Barcelona.
yeah.
Just to remind
And
everyone. Yeah.
yeah, I
Mm.
mean, it just proves that he's still world class. Like, of
Yeah.
course, he did not have the best stint at Germany, the German national team, but coming back, he still proved that why he is still the elite, the top manager. And if I'm not wrong, he started his career as a sports shop owner. So for someone who comes from such humble beginnings and from such passionate background, it just shows that what sort of a person he is and what sort of brains he's got. Quite heroic, I must say. He's,
Okay, fair enough.
in my opinion, he's quite underrated this season.
Hmm. Well, I'm sure you rate him highly based on what you just said. So that's your hero of the week. Now let's move on to our villains of the week. That's the bad guys. So let's start with yours because mine is a bit of a joke. It's kind of lighthearted. So let's start with yours.
Right. So for me, uh, it's got to be. Well, I don't know if I should say this or not, but it's the. Okay, let me be more neutral, I guess.
Oh wow, quite curious. At the moment. I'm quite curious what you were going to say. So how can I get this out of you? Nope, you should say what you originally thought. I mean, it's come on, it's
Sure.
well, everyone is now very curious about this. So
Okay, so it's got to be the referee Chris Kavanagh, if I'm not wrong, that's the name, and perhaps the VR referee, I
it's the
guess.
referee, right? Again,
Yeah, yeah, it's again.
what did he do? What
And
did he do, Nope?
well, I'm sure he did not. I'm sure he did not give me any pleasure, even though it looks like I'm mourning, according to some fans. But he gave some terrible decisions, which
What are you
almost.
talking about? What game are you talking about?
I'm talking about the game which was between Arsenal versus Chelsea, and that's when he did not give us a penalty, which was a clear penalty. There were a couple calls
He didn't
where a
give
player.
Barcelona a penalty. You said they didn't give us a penalty. He didn't give Barcelona a penalty.
I'm still no, no, no. I'm talking about Arsenal versus
You talk
Chelsea.
about Barcelona so much, mate, that it's like I'm not sure anymore
Well,
about.
it's a team that needs to talk about often. They are the
Okay,
best,
okay.
arguably the best team in the world.
All
But
right.
anyway,
So
going back to
the ref was a bit. He had a bad day in the office. You think, yeah?
I don't know if he had good day or bad day. We don't know. What it depends on his bank statement, I guess.
It depends
But
who you support. But in the end,
exactly,
Arsenal won that game. So like,
we
why
did.
own about the
But
referee then?
well, because we deserved at least one more goal, which was a penalty, which is a clear chance. Penalty means it's XG 1.0.
Don't you
So that
think?
means
Don't you think this is a bit greedy? Come on, 1-0 will do. It's enough.
no,
1-0 to
because
the Arsenal is the old saying.
yeah, but we are. I get what you mean. We got a clean sheet. We won the game. We were relatively dominant in the game in other aspects apart from possession.
We are
But
Arsenal. We are not Liverpool, or we are not
exactly, the thing is that Liverpool are not
not
in a good
dominant.
form, and you never know. Like assuming Liverpool's past, they might bottle things up, and things might go to goal difference. And if I'm not wrong, that's what happened when they bottled the league a few years ago, and Chelsea won the league.
Mm,
I think it went down to the goal difference, if I'm not wrong.
yeah.
But anyway, getting back to that, such things matter. Chelsea was supposed to be one man down as well if it wasn't for referee's bad decision. Yusuf
So at least the
Fofana.
referee just played it wrong on both sides. Like it didn't mean to like you know blow his
No,
whistle in someone's favor. Like he didn't mean
it, it,
to.
it did
But
look
okay,
like he was
he's just shit.
being
He's just
soft.
shit. But he's not shit because he wants to harm someone. He's just shit because he's shit. I'm gonna
Um,
get cancelled. I think for this. I've used
yeah,
the word shit too many times now in a row.
that's it. Like the video is now taken down. It needs
Yeah.
18 plus.
It's been a
Do I?
pleasure. It's been a pleasure, everyone, to do this YouTube show for you. We're gonna get cancelled for saying the word shit 4 times on this channel in one video,
I
and
guess we'll
even
have to
Noop couldn't stop me from doing that. I just
exactly.
wanted to support his claim that this referee is just shit. Anyway, I'm just joking at this point. Yeah. So if you are the YouTube people, the YouTube police, please try to understand this is humor. Okay, this is humor. Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my call. That's my villain of the week. What about you?
My villain of the week is a bit funny, as I said. So brace yourself. It's Vaclav Cerny. You
Okay,
may
what
not
happened?
know. You may not even know who that is. First of all, yeah. So Václav Cerny is the Czech international. He currently plays for Glasgow Rangers. So he plays in the Scottish Premiership. He is there on loan from Wolfsburg, from the German team Wolfsburg, because he didn't exactly excel there. But in the Scottish Premiership and in the Europa League, he has been amazing. He's been a revelation. He's their best player by far this season.
I
And
remember that Rangers they knocked out Fenerbahce, so I'm sure he must have.
exactly on penalties. And he scored one of the goals. And when there was a game in Istanbul, Czerny scored 2 goals as well.
Mhm.
But there was actually a Scottish derby, the most important one, Celtic against Rangers.
Rangers,
And
yeah,
to be
3-2.
fair, Celtic have almost. I mean, there's almost 100% certainty that they have already won the league. They have
Yeah,
just so many points. There's just so many points ahead of Rangers that there's even no point like discussing the possible chance for Rangers to catch up. They just can't. Anyway, this is a derby, and in a derby, it really is important for both teams. Always is. And Rangers managed to win that game. And when Rangers scored the winning goal, I didn't exactly watch it. So I mean, maybe it was like late in the late stage of the game, a later stage of the game. But what happened was that Cerny, he was so happy about this. I don't think he was even the goal scorer. He wasn't, but he was so happy about this that he took a bottle with water. Hopefully, it's just water, and he started. He just ran along the touchline, and he sort of threw water on fans of the opposition team. So he was just like, I'm so happy. Everybody get some water in your face. Yeah. And then this was caught on camera, and these fans are not happy about it at all. So it's like
and
this
these
kind of
fans were
disrespect. He
Celtic
was so
fans, or
happy, but it's a bit disrespectful, So that's why he's my villain of the week, because I think he shouldn't do that. I
were these
honestly think
fans
he shouldn't do
Celtic
that.
or Rangers?
Celtic fans, yeah, and he's a
Okay,
Rangers
wow.
player, so this is a
No,
bit
no, for
like
sure.
a bit too much,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think he will remain a Rangers player next season because he's that good this season. I think people will have noticed him, or he's coming back to Wolfsburg or something, and he's definitely gonna start next week in the um, international games, which Czech Republic plays against giants of football, Gibraltar and Faroe Islands. So two huge matches for the Czech Republic. Hopefully 6 points. Yeah,
Václav Cerny
and
with the
Václav
five-year,
Czerny
Patrick
with
Schick with
his
10
water throwing
goals.
skills. His water throwing skills might be handy in that game. Yeah. So this is my villain of the week, and I think it's deserved title, but it's a bit funny to be honest.
Stanek, looks like we
Yeah.
have a comment. We
We
have
have
an
a comment
engagement
from
finally.
none other than Gianluca, who
Oh
likes the way
man.
I pronounce his name for some reason, Gianluca. Um, and he says,
So
"Have a
yeah,
great St. Patrick's Day today. I found the time to hear from you live." Yeah, yeah,
thank you very much. Wish you too as well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're celebrating it by having
exactly.
some spinach pasta. I guess I don't know, some ricotta spinach
Something
pasta. But
green. It
anyway,
has to be green. Yeah,
yeah, I guess. But
we are definitely
remind
green
me,
with envy if you are doing that. We are green
remind
with
me if I'm
envy.
not wrong, Gianluca. Do you support Juventus? Because I
We always
remember,
forget, don't we? We always forget.
yeah, because I
We
remember last
barely
time we
remember
talked
his
about
name,
you.
but yeah, tell us who you support, Gianluca.
Tell us
We
who you
probably
support.
ask you
Yeah,
in every single video now because I remember you doing that last time. Anyway,
yeah,
Nrup,
and
we need to
please
move
mention
on.
us your
Yeah,
hero and villain of the week as well, Gianluca. Feel free. But yeah,
yeah.
Janek,
Feel free to
let's
do
move
that, and
on.
not just Gianluca. Your name could be Giuseppe, for all I care, or Jorge, or I don't know, Marcus, or Ahmed. Whatever your name is, give us your villain of the week, please. And we are moving on with the show because this is not the last segment. We also have this one. Takeaway of the week. And we're not talking about meals here. No
Oh man,
dishes that you take
I'm
away
so
with you
hungry
from a
right now.
restaurant. Pardon?
I'm really hungry right now just by reading that because I haven't had any meal today in the evenings so far.
So
So
we
yeah.
have a starving noob. That means I will let you talk first, I
Oh
think.
man.
Yeah.
No, I mean, sure. Thank you very much. My
Yeah.
my takeaway of the week has to be, I think this match week was arguably the best match week of the year, if I'm not wrong, or maybe the season as well. If you look at the results, amazing results in Seria, La Liga, Premier League, or Bundesliga as well.
When you say amazing results, do you mean upsets or surprises?
Upsets or perhaps more competition. It just felt like, as a neutral fan, it looked very competitive in my opinion.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you had
Okay.
teams
Well,
like Fiorentina and then Inter Milan as well. Like they were one man down against Atlanta, strong team.
mhm, mhm.
Uh, Milan somehow managing scraping against Como, which has been on the rise, and then you have Bologna. defeating Lazio, thrashing 5-0. Oh my God. And then on, when it comes to La Liga, you had the amazing comeback from Real Betis, then Barcelona as well, and then getting back to Bundesliga, the classic Bayern Munich somehow managing it 3-1, Dortmund as well rising again and again. But then you have Bayer Leverkusen.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my take on the week. I think it was the best.
Okay, that's fair. Interesting results in the Czech league for sure as well. But my takeaway of the week is, of course, pizza margarita, and I will have a beer. I will have a pint of Pilsen, please, pint of Pilsen with it. That's
Oh
because
no,
my
you should have
takeaway of the
Stella
week.
Artois.
My takeaway of the week has to be Victoria Pilsen and their amazing performance in the Europa League. They got knocked out, but by a great team, Lazio Rome, and it was they just about made it, because they lost their game 2-1 last week. I talked about it here when they were two men up. They were 11 against 9 men, and they conceded a goal. So it was 2-1. They lost 2-1 at home, and then they played the away tie in Rome, and they scored the first goal, Plzeň. So for some time they were even, but then Lazio equalized. But they looked really, really shaky in that game, and Plzeň, they had really they gave really great performance, and anything could have happened in that game. I think they were really happy that referee
How
blew
are
the
they in the league?
final whistle.
How are they in the Czech league?
Well, that's the thing, because they play a lot of games now. They look a bit tired in the Czech league, because I think they focused on the Europa League more, and they keep dropping points in the Czech league now. So they drew their game, I think, now. Lost? No, they lost. They lost against Baňka Ostrava. But so did Sparta. Sparta Prague lost against Slovan Liberec.
So I mean, it's all clear for Slavia then. Like, it's easy. Man.
Slavia, yeah, they won again.
They can rotate as many players they want.
Yeah, but the point is, Victoria Plzeň, as second time in a row, the best Czech team in the European competitions, which you wouldn't expect because it's not the richest one. Yeah, the two richest clubs are Slavia Prague and Sparta Prague, and Plzeň is doing better than them second year in a row. So I just want to say kudos to Plzeň for that. Amazing. Okay, Nrup, let's do the vocabulary of the year of the year.
Happy New Year, mate.
No, not of the year, of the week. Yeah, that will have to be enough. That will have to do. Nrup, you said that Flick, that manager, the Barcelona manager, didn't have the best stint at German national team, but I think then you started praising him for his managerial skills at Barcelona, right? So what's a stint? It's like period, right? Period in charge of a club, or fixed limited period which someone spends doing a job or an activity. So a stint. I like this word, stint.
Yeah, Zenek, if I'm not wrong, I think we already mentioned this word before.
I know. I may have done. I may have done. Sometimes I repeat these words because, I may have done that. You're right. I just like it. So, yeah, if I did repeat myself, then I apologize. This is my vocabulary of the week, not of the year. So, and there's no rule that you cannot repeat it. Just like you keep saying Barcelona every single time, Noop.
It's a nice song. Ed Sheeran, he sang it.
If you can do that, can't I have the same vocabulary of the week every week? Okay, not the best teaching skills, I admit. Being an English teacher, I should keep it varied. I should keep my, teaching varied. But even English teachers are human beings. We are not AI. We are not ChatGPT. We are not robots. So we make mistakes.
Are you sure? I would like you to verify yourself as a human. Let me give you some tiles So
Get,
Mark, which is a car, which is a football.
can I have some captcha, please? Can I have some captcha? I need some captcha. All right. Okay, guys, that will be it from us. But we do have a few more comments. Let me see if they are nice. They are from Gianluca.
Oh my
Team
God,
of
it's
the
from
week
three. It's
is
from
my Inter
we have
Milan
three comments. We have
is
comments
team
from
of
three people. Don't we have comments from three people? There's Gianluca, then there is Maria, and then there is Lecce. Oh my God,
yeah,
that's
the
a lot
same
of
person.
comments.
Yeah, he has three
Thank
names.
you very much.
Thank you, three guy. Yeah, we can pretend we have got three viewers. Yeah. Okay,
Exactly.
and there's your last. There's your last comment.
Good football. Really good defensive football.
Great hat trick of comments. Thank you very much, Gianluca. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Lecce. It's a pleasure to read every single comment from all three of you. And it's also a pleasure to talk to you like this through this amazing space called YouTube, which I love so much that I hope it will forgive me for saying the word shit 6 times on this podcast. And I can keep producing this fantastic show here with Noop.
Yeah, well, I hope so too. I hope this channel, this video doesn't get demonetized.
No.
But yeah,
To
well,
be frank, I get demonetized, not you. So we could keep you as the guest. You could just do it by yourself. You know, you,
I wouldn't want.
pass the torch to you.
Oh
How about
man,
that?
that's really traumatic. I must say that like
Well,
second worst thing
if
after
you don't
messing
feel
up.
up, if you don't feel up for it, you still have time. There's like about 30 seconds before the end of the show to use the word shit yourself, so that you know you also
Yeah,
get demonetized. To be honest, there is no monetization. Keep saying demonetized, but we haven't got the channel monetized. So that's why we just do it for fun, and we would appreciate any kind of feedback, any comments, and of course likes. Keep
and
them
support.
coming.
Let's support
Keep them
us. Yeah,
coming.
we would love the engagement. We would love you guys to also come be a guest as well. Perhaps sit next to us and
You could be,
express
yeah.
your view, share some insight to your football knowledge, as long as you speak English and approved by Teachers Denek. But yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Noop.
you very much. Thank you, Zenek.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and that's it. We will leave it there. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye.
Take care. Cheers.